Okay. Hopefully we're back online. Hopefully we're good again. So basically, OBS. We're back. Awesome. Yeah, OBS, the software that I use for streaming. It's been, I wouldn't say stable. It's like incredibly buggy, crashes a good bit. In the past, when I like try to undo stuff or moves things back and forth, too complex, and fair enough, it crashes the odd time. Starting yesterday, I tried moving around some stuff with my scenes to get like the green screen and everything working, and just out of nowhere, it would just fully crash at the most simple request. Like I would open it new, I'd try to move a source 2 pixels to the left, and it would crash. And I thought that it was sorted. It seems that some extension I have or something, or maybe just overloading my GPU or something. It's just killing everything from time to time. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. I'll try to look into see why it happened in the first place and make it stop. But yeah, that's why that happened. And annoyingly, the Twitch stream was able to pick back up. The YouTube stream auto ended and I had to recreate the YouTube stream because YouTube is awful for streaming. But yeah, we're back, and hopefully next time I try to switch scene, OBS won't crash again. Let's see. Didn't crash. Awesome. Cool. So that was a fun little adventure, distraction from figuring out syntax highlighting. We're back into it now. I think I need more liquid and caffeine. Chugging G Fuel like a real gamer. Here we go. I'd given up on these documentation. That's right. I was adding. I was sorting out my to-do. Link dot set attribute ID. Just going to call it LB syntax highlight. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is up here, when this runs, whenever this runs, I'm just going to say if document.get element by ID. I'm going to extract this as a constant. Actually, won't attach this to the link, but I attach it to the script. It probably makes more sense to attach to the script. Script LB syntax highlight. I love the Stream Elements bot coming in there saying, LocalBoast is now live. Like, I'm not sure who that's for. But, oh, Chainsaw Chody, it's, you're in YouTube chat as well. So I don't know if my chat bubble software is bad or YouTube chat is bad, but the emoji did not play. I don't know. But yeah, it's your view botting either way, and I fully support it. Script ID. Sure, it's a bad variable name, but that's what it's called. It's that. So it's called script ID. Now we're saying if an element with script ID while I'm on TV. That's something that I need to not think too much about. Is that like, oh, I'm broadcasting to literally multiple people around the world. Because don't want to get too big ahead. Yeah, so if this exists already, return. I'm just gonna say, yeah, if script already in DOM, return early. And that should handle multiple things being in the DOM at the same time. Wonder was that causing problems because I was trying to remove a child that didn't exist. We were seeing this error, so that's probably what that was. Yeah. Okay. So we're back here. This is good. This is where we want to be. This is home. This is familiar territory. Syntax highlighting not work. I wonder, like, HLJS. We have that. Wasn't it that highlight auto? I wonder if this goddamn script even works. Such that, like, if I do it in inline now, can I just get this to highlight nicely? I give it this string. Okay. It thinks it's Kotlin. Second best C#. Interesting. I guess var is pretty generic as a language identifier, but it's working. It's doing a thing, and it's outputting stylized HTML. So the library is loaded. It's just not running against this for some reason. Even though we've told it language JavaScript. Maybe it should be JS. I wonder, am I just inept at looking at documentation? Or, like, I definitely am. But the fact that it doesn't seem to explain how to highlight JavaScript, despite this being a JavaScript highlighting language. Plain text code blocks, ignoring a code block, running it on a server, supported languages. None of this is relevant. Using custom HTML, HLJS highlight element. Let's see if we can do that. If I put an ID on this, CK test. So there's my ID. Let's go in here. Document.get element by ID CK test. Are we able to find our element? We are. Cool. So if I say HLJS, I don't know where I'm typing. HLJS dot high. What was it I'm calling? Highlight element. Highlight element. Document.get element by ID. This thing. That's not the thing. Oh my god. This music is getting me in the spirit though. CK test. Come on. Come on, work. Highlight element is not a function. I typoed it. Element. So I think it thinks it's working. It's not erroring out. It's hitting this and it's saying highlighted yes. So it thinks that it has run. That's weird. Oh god, yeah, it's doing it. Look. Huh, what do you know? So this is no longer plain text, it's actually divided it up into the different sections. Oh no. Wait. Huh. Gonna see, she's just on the rug crying. Let's see if I can get her to play with her little toy. I deliberately stopped myself from finishing that sentence. And I will not read it out again. Yeah, so it's changing the HTML, but it's not highlighting it. But maybe it's just because it's incredibly basic. So the question is it doing that only when I explicitly call that function, or is it doing that by default? Okay, yeah, so it's not transforming this now. What if I come in here and say HLJS.highlight all? It is transforming this now. Okay. Cool. So I think my loop, my interval here just was not working. highlight. Yeah, I'm saying window.hljs. I'm just going to do this. Just if hljs highlight all. I need another ts ignore here. Okay, so this should be happening automatically every second now. We should be automatically syntax highlighting, and we're not. Why the hell not? Debugger. You know what? I'm beginning to think that there was a debugger in there the whole time. I'm beginning to think that. Oh, I had breakpoints off. Never mind. I thought the interval just wasn't working. Maybe it's not. Because breakpoints are on now and it's still not running. Use interval. Am I using this wrong? Highlight. Helmantine. So this is an annoying case where I built my own use interval hook, but it's currently in my website codebase, not in my library's codebase. But yeah, that should be working. Why is that not working? Debugger. What the heck? I don't know. I don't know. Use effect. Set. Gonna do this a really bad way. Just set interval. Highlight. Every second. There. 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 Okay. And now it's working. I don't know why Mantine's use interval just was not working. Element previously highlighted. Okay, so it's actually running now. That's good. Can get rid of our debugger. Can we? We should probably actually see is HLJS. It exists and it's highlighting. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that debugger now. Because it is working. It's automatically formatting this. So now, if I go back to our sample code, and the default export is sample code, is this getting formatted? Yes, it is. It's getting chunked up, but it's not getting styled. So that's interesting. Perfect music for this. Okay, so we're making progress. Our full code is getting chunked up, but it's not getting styled nicely. So I think what's going wrong is our style sheet is not coming in correctly. So where is that being added? That's in here. So that's what this link is supposed to be for, right? Honestly, I have no idea what a link tag is even for. I don't know why that's not coming in as a style tag. That's what they're saying here, is to use a link. Rel style sheet. Oh shit, I did not set that on it. I wonder, oh, I gotta imagine that's important. Link.set attribute. Oh, if this works perfectly, I'm gonna be both so happy and so mad at myself for missing this. Rel style sheet. And that's the only extra attribute we need. Hey, chunked up is progress. Chunked up is so much progress. And we're getting actual syntax highlighting. Doesn't look that nice. I don't think it looks anywhere near as good as like GitHub would look. But regardless, we're getting syntax highlighting, and now we're probably at the point of being able to choose a theme if we wanted. That's good. For some reason, functions aren't getting their own highlighting. Wonder what. We need celebration music. What am I doing? What's a happy song we got? And it's not going to be loud enough because I've explained how difficult it is for me to change the volume on this music. So we're just going to pretend that this is blaringly loud and we're real happy. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty happy with this. And the fact that this is happening now without needing a dependency on the library. That it's adding just the script we need for this to happen. And I guess now we need to think about how to make it happen nicer other than just doing it through an interval every second. So maybe use syntax highlighting should be something that is called once so that it gets added into the DOM, but then the actual act of highlighting is like, yeah, actually that makes sense, because that makes sense with this API, that it happens like this. We call highlight like that. So as the use syntax highlighting hook stands, I think that's fine. The code component, though, I think we need to make that nicer and be able to only call highlight when the code changes. So let's see. We can do that here. By the way, I checked your coffee. Is that set up? I think it should be. Is it not? Like I have not gotten any. Oh, is it set up as in on stream so that it'll come through, or what? I think the only thing that will come through on stream as like an alert is tips on stream elements. Yeah. What do you mean by is it set up? Because like no one has actually tipped me or given to my coffee. So yeah, gotcha. 10-4. Me and my partner each have Patreons, and we just became patrons to each other yesterday to test out what that actually looks like. So that's as far as I've come to actually knowing what it's like to get tipped or anything. Yeah, alerts. Yeah, I hadn't actually thought of if coffee can come through as an alert. Probably can. Need to look into that. But yeah, okay, so what we want to do in here then is, instead of calling highlight every second, I'm going to do it when the contents changes. And this dog keeps crying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put ducks on the TV, and then she'll be happy. Okay, so I will be back in 1 minute after I have made ducks appear on my TV.
Nobody serenades you but me, Bat. Take it away, boys. Take me on home to the asylum. Never alone in the asylum. Anarchy ruled. It was wild, but through it all you never smiled. Joke's on you. I'm in your head, so look who's laughing now. Remember in Arkham City, I killed your girl. So pretty. That was the night you let me die. But when I looked you in the eye, that's when I knew we'd be together. Look who's laughing now. I'm stuck in your head and I'm laughing. I feel you with dread and I can't stop laughing. Your parents are dead and I can't stop laughing. What else can I do? Now I'm part of you. I am the clown, prince of crime. And we've had a hell of a time. You're part of me, I'm part of you. And now there's nothing left to do.
I'm back, and I've just seen payment come through on Ko-fi. Thank you so much. I don't know if I should call you Chainsaw Chody or Chody. Don't know what your actual name is or what you go by, Cece. But yeah, thank you so much. that is the first actual donation or tip or anything that I've gotten. So that's, yeah, it hasn't really sunk in. That's so generous. Thank you so much. And just for joining, really making it a lot better for me and hopefully anyone else checking out the stream. Cannot thank you enough. And it'll go to a coffee in some form. It'll go into a pool of money that I use to pay rent and coffee beans and toys for the dog and cans of Red Bull to get me through this. You can pretend you just bought me this. Thank you. Doesn't taste very good. But not your fault. Your name's Cody. Okay, cool. I'll try to remember that. Hope you don't mind me being so informal as to call you Cody. Yeah. Oh, I'm buzzing now. I think like 3 or 4 followers and a tip. God damn. I could just end stream now. End on a high. But I won't. Because that would be fraud. Because you've just paid for another 2 hours at least of streaming. And I got to deliver on that. That's a joke. I'm not going to be streaming for another 2 hours. Probably. Though I did start quite late today. So what am I actually doing? I get so easily distracted. In this case, for a good reason. But, okay, so that was interesting. Because the code unloads, or sorry, because the script unloads, I guess. It takes a second for the code to get highlighted. So, I don't know if that comes through there. That like when I click back and forth, it's like, there's a second where it's plain text. I think that's fine. Like, there's probably a way of like hiding it until it's been formatted, but I don't care that much. I think that's pretty nice that it happens at all. It kind of shows the progress in the works. Like, it, kind of showing how the sausage is made, which I kind of like. But yeah, so what I was dealing with over here was potential TypeScript difficulties because some tense music. Yeah, so the code component, we're basically going to enforce that its children is is a string. So let's see if I can do this. Yeah, so I'm not going to be extending React props with children anymore because extending props with children, all that gives us is the declaration, the type declaration of children being any possible React node. But we don't want that. We want children to be either a string or an array of strings. Do we even want to support an array of strings? Yeah. We'll see about doing that for now. So children, we're enforcing is either a string or an array of strings. Const code content equals, and I'll just, if it's an array of strings, I'll turn it into a single string. What am I doing? So props dot children. If it's equal to a string, that's probably, I'll check if it's an array. That's a nice way of doing this. Array dot is array. Props dot children. In which case, props dot children dot join. Otherwise, just props dot children. So that way, regardless of whether we've been given just a string as a child or an array of strings, code content will be the amalgamation of it as a single string. And now TypeScript knows that. Cool. So this is what we're going to check for the change of. We're going to see if this changes. So highlight is going in the dependencies array. Doesn't really have to because I know fully well that it's use callback with no dependencies. So that type is not going, or that the value is not going to change. But React enforces me to put that in there anyway, or else we'll get an error. So but basically this use effect will only run on the first render and then every subsequent render when code content changes. So that makes sense. Then we don't need a set interval anymore. So we're just going to say highlight. Actually, no, highlight is going to be highlighting all. So we could return a few things here. So let's say highlight all. It's going to be this. Highlight element was specific for highlighting individual things, wasn't it? Yeah, let's do highlight element. Probably don't need to do this because like it's exposed in the HLJS global object, but I guess hiding that grossness inside of the hook is nice. That's the whole point of having a library, so we can keep that in there. Oh, I've messed this up. This does not like what I'm typing. Okay, have I fixed it? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stick a to-do here as well. Be like actual type checks so that I'm not just TS ignoring all over the place. Highlight element. And this is going to require L as being HTML element. Okay. I'm seeing an error at the bottom of the page. Don't know why. Am I missing? Yeah, I'm missing something. Okay. So now over here, we've got a highlight element function. So that's the one that I'm going to be calling in here. Highlight element, code L. Const code L equals use ref HTML element. I should probably get some less intense music. I basically got like sinister, eerie music from the Inscription game and intense Metal Gear Solid music. I'll play through my happy music list. This is also from Metal Gear Solid, but it's just like in the credits or something. It's just a weird upbeat guitar riff from a game that does not match it at all. So down here, I don't need this ID anymore. So we're going ref, code L. Oh, we're gonna want to do this as a callback so that it runs as soon as the element comes into the DOM. Actually, no, we can just go highlight element. I think that makes sense. That's actually one thing. I'm just going to throw down a quick to-do here. Update highlight element when loaded. Because the way it stands currently, there's no indicator that the script has actually loaded into the DOM. So if everything runs really quickly, we might get to a point where everything happens and then the script loads and nothing updates. So that's why we need that quick little to-do. So up here, code L. Do I still need the ref callback? So anytime the code element changes, we should rerun it. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll just make a const update code L equals use. Does it need? Yeah, it doesn't need to be a use callback. It's just going to be L HTML element if L code L dot current equals L and then highlight element. Okay, so that's our function for the ref here. Nope, should not have done that. So now when the element with the code changes, this will run and we'll call the highlight function, assuming it exists, codel.current. And up here, whenever the code content changes, sorry for knocking the mic. Whenever the code content changes or the highlight element function changes, call highlight element on that code content. But we also need to verify that codel.current actually exists, because this will also run on the first render when that element won't exist. Cool. We good? Probably worth doing this now. How will I go about doing that? So up here, I guess I'll just say const script loaded, set script loaded. Let's use state false. And here, so we're setting, when we set the source of the script, I'm also going to say script.onload is set script loaded true. And then down here, I'm just going to add loaded, or script loaded as a dependency to these, so that the value of the functions updates when the script has actually loaded. If HLJS and script loaded. Oh, do I not have that in here? Yeah, there we go. Cool. Okay, so now those callbacks are going to update when the script is done loading, which means that we should have the highlight all function. And so that's going to come back in here to where we're actually calling it. So we get the highlight element function and a bunch of stuff will happen. This will render for the first time. The use effect will run, but codel won't exist, so we won't pass this check. But then the ref will get a value, so we'll call this update function. Oh, I'm losing the thread of this. We'll call the update function, set the L, and then call the highlight function on it. And then any subsequent time that the element or the content of the string passed in through props changes, this effect will run and will highlight the element on the page. I think. Let's see if it even works on the first iteration. That's promising. That's good. HLJS is not defined. Storybook is really annoying with this. It does this thing where it like puts errors off the page. HLJS is not defined in code. Do I have this in here? Is that from where I'm calling highlight element? It's happening within an effect, so it's got to be this guy. But I thought I had a check around that. So highlight element is coming from use syntax highlighting. In here, highlight element. And I'm checking if HLJS exists. Is that what the problem is? That I'm checking the existence of something that doesn't exist and it doesn't like that? HLJS is not defined. Okay, so do I have to say window dot? Is it window dot? Let's see. HLJS. That's there. If I say window dot HLJS. Okay. So that's the namespace I want. Hey, Jacob Fromland. It's going good. Having a good time here. Thank you for joining. Working on a React library. Cody, where's your message that I don't know how to pin? What is it? LocalBoast is working on creating his own React.js library. Current project: create automatic syntax highlighting. Yeah, that's my alternative to knowing how to actually pin comments into a chat, is just reading it out. Cody, you got me covered. Working on React library, bunch of just random dumb functionality I like the idea of working on. And what I want to work on today is automatic syntax highlighting through use of a hook, because I goddamn love hooks. And the idea is basically just that by simply calling use syntax highlighting, it will not only handle the actual invocation of how and when to syntax highlight blocks of code, but it'll also load in the scripts required for it. So you don't even need to add any external dependencies or anything. That's why I love hooks so much, and React in general. And yeah, that's the fun we're having today. So we're loading in these scripts to handle syntax highlighting, and we have just gotten an error. And my dog is crying. And we've gotten to the point of today's stream where I explain my neurodivergent dog, and that's what I call her because she makes no sense. She doesn't want me to pet her right now. But yeah, she just cries. She just cries all day, and we give her the best life possible. We take her out like 10 times a day. We have ducks playing on the TV right now. You can even see the ducks there, because she loves looking at her ducks. She'll just cry. Even, we'll feed her, we'll play with her, and then she'll just come up to the couch and just sob. And I think it's just because she wants something but doesn't know how to vocalize what she wants. So yeah, she's just over there crying. I'm trying to give her attention. If she gets too bad, I might just have to end stream and go take her on a walk, but we'll see for now. For now, I'll try to get her on my lap and see if that appeases her. 1 second. It's a good girl. Oh, okay. Get comfy. Get comfy. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So it's on her, so she can hear the music. That has actually calmed her down a bit. That's interesting. Yeah. I think I'm gonna take this back now. Thank you. Yeah, she's cute, but she's, I don't know, to say a handful is understating it. She's a full-time job. Thankfully, I don't have one of them, so it's fine. Yeah. So this error we're getting, HLJS is not defined. Let's see if we can actually trace it in the code here. So it's happening presumably inside the use effect. Use syntax highlighting here. Why is it complaining at that point? HLJS is not defined. Have I done something stupid like... Oh, I'm showing the wrong screen. There you go. Yeah, so it's complaining about use... Oh, okay, yeah. So it is at this point that it doesn't like that I'm mentioning a variable that doesn't exist. So I think I do need to just reference it as if window.hljs. And that should hopefully fix all our problems. What's weird is that this is exactly what we were doing before, and it didn't complain about that then. But cool. Okay, so the error is gone. And yeah, this is what we got going. That this is just a piece of plain text string that's being passed into this code component. And where did I even have that going? Was it in my storybook here? Yeah, you can see I've just got sample code, and that's just a string. And that's being passed into this code component, who is automatically passing it through syntax highlighting, loading in the scripts required for that, detecting changes to the code, and automatically highlighting it. Awesome. And so up here, where is it? In the storybook, if I change the children to something else, like children is import React from React I'm struggling immensely to write JavaScript inline in plain text. Const thing equals true. And it automatically updates because the content has changed and it's syntax highlighting the new string. Fucking A. My head's kind of covering it, but just there. Yeah. Are you hearing her? Every single one of her cries. Yeah. It might just be that I need to go give her some attention. I think it's a pretty decent point to end the stream, given that this is pretty monumental for me, given how little progress I usually make on streams. So yeah, got the actual code syntax highlighting code component working, and it's actually updating nicely. Really happy with that. Yeah, so I think I had planned on going longer, but the dog didn't want to go out earlier, and now she, I think, really wants to be out with the ducks because we have actual ducks on the water out the front of the building. So yeah, I think I'm going to call it there. Thank you so much for everyone still watching. I appreciate each one of you immensely. I think I've had more followers on a single stream than I ever had before today. And the first tip, thank you very much, Cody. Yeah, if you want to see when I'm streaming next, there is I'm going to put a link to my Discord in the server, or my Discord server into the chat. I'm going to do that now before I end, because it's possible that the old Discord link I have is expired. So I'm going to create a new one of them. Yeah, the Discord currently has me, my girlfriend, and one person from a stream like a month ago who joined and suggested something for the library. Was really surprised when he wanted to join. Let's see, copy. Actually, I think it should be the same one, but here we go. There's the Discord. If any of you want to jump in there, I'll try to update it with like days that I'm actually likely to be streaming, or if I'm missing a stream, I'll post updates in there. Yeah, or just follow me on the places. Yeah. Oh, someone's already in there. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm not going to delay anymore. I'm just going to switch my monitors over and try to find the stop streaming button. But yeah, have a great one. I should probably be going again Wednesday. I'm aiming for Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That was always the goal. So let's see if I can keep on track with that, and wish me and Luna good luck. See ya.